emailed the evidence.com link to Mr. Roberts. I also have some 911 audio, booking video, and dispatch and squad discovery that will be available on our 3rd floor for Mr. Roberts to pick up.
That's fine. Will that be available later today? I'll stop over and get it.
After the court call, I will leave it on floor 3.
Okay.
So as soon as I'm finished.
Well, Judge, maybe then we could set a pretrial conference out into the latter part of July.
Sure. How about the 22nd, Doug?
That'd be great.
Wednesday, the 22nd at 1:30 in the afternoon. And again, Mr. Gillespie is going to have to check with you to figure out which platform that's on. And then we will continue bond till then, set it for August 3rd for trial then, Doug?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay, very well. See everybody then. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Judge. Have a good day.
You too.
Next, we have Talone Franz. This is 19 CF 1112, People versus Talone Franz. People represented by Lisa LaBeouf. The defendant is present via Zoom along with his attorney, Al Wysocki. Your Honor, this case comes before you for case management. Mr. Wysocki and I have discussed this matter, and I believe there should be a plea on the next court date.
Good afternoon, Al. How are you?
I'm fine, Judge. Mr. Roberts is gone, right?
Yes, he is.
Good, good. I don't want to date with him either.
All right. When do we want to set this out till?
I have no preference, Judge. What's convenient for you?
About 30 days, Al? Does that work for you?
I would think so, Judge.
Or how about the 22nd of July at 1:30?
That would be on my motion, Judge.
Very well. Motion defendant, July 22nd at 1:30. Bond is continued. We'll set it just on the August 3rd trial date, just to keep it tracking on a trial call.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, counsel.
Thank you. We'll see everybody then.
All right.
Bond is continued.
Bye.
Next, we have Uriel Alvarez. This is 18 CF 2219, People represented by Lisa LaBeouf. Is the defendant present?
Yes, he is. He's under the LG Stilo 5. Okay.
Present via Zoom. And on behalf of the defendant, I do have the public defender still of record, but I believe a private is filing.
Georgie, seeking leave to file your appearance today?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor, if I could leave to file my appearance today. Thank you.
And I don't mean any disrespect to Mr. Alvarez, but does he speak and understand English, or does he need an interpreter?
He will need an interpreter, Your Honor.
Okay, then what I'm going to have to do is call for our interpreter quickly. So I'm going to pass this, George, until the interpreter joins, okay?
Thank you.
Thanks. I'm going to go mute for just one moment, folks.
Okay, just give me 1 second.
Mr. Gomez, it's going to take a minute or two to get that lined up, so bear with us for 1 second.
Not a problem. We can pass this case if anything.
Thanks, George. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Joe, are you all set now? You're muted.
I hope so.
Okay. Why don't we call Mr. Polenzani's case?
Okay, hold on. I'm not sure where I passed that. Oh, it's Arnold, right? Is that the one we keep passing?
Brandon Gosel. Gosel.
I know, I just had it.
Can you hear us, Brandon?
Brandon needs to unmute himself.
Go ahead, Brandon. Come on, buddy.
There we go.
There we go. Thank you.
All
sir.
right.
All right.
Okay, Judge, we're calling again Brandon Gossel, 18 CF 1759. All parties previously present continue to be present, and we're joined by the defendant via Zoom. It's up for arraignment on a petition to revoke.
All right. And are you waiving formal reading, Mr. Polenzani?
Yes, Judge.
And Mr. Gossel, the state has filed a petition to revoke. They filed that back on March the 16th. They're alleging that you violated your 24-month probationary sentence on your, looks like class 2 DUI offense. They're alleging that you violated that sentence by willfully failing to pay your costs, fines, and probation service fees, that you did not comply with an administrative sanction from September of 2019, that you had curfew violations on July 30th of 2019, August 30th of 2019, September 20th, and October 27th, and November 29th, all of 2019. The state can allege those violations at a hearing, prove them to me. Your sentence could be revoked. You could be resentenced from 3 to 7 years in the Illinois Department of Corrections, up to 14 years if you're eligible for an extended sentence, followed by a period of mandatory supervised release or parole of 2 years. Could be refined up to $25,000. In theory, your probation could be extended or converted to intensive probation for a period of up to 4 years. And you could face between 18 and 30 months of periodic imprisonments or local incarceration. Sir, do you understand those allegations and the potential consequences?
Yes, sir.
Then we can enter a denial on your behalf. Mr. Polenzani, or I'm sorry, first, Ms. LaBeouf, what's your position as the bond?
Judge, I am concerned. I have an email from the probation department that they've only had phone contact with the defendant since March, but they didn't explain that that was due to COVID. He was scheduled to come in today to drug test, said he couldn't come in, he felt sick. So I would ask for a short date and then he report to probation to test. The last time he tested was January 8th.
Mr. Polens, are you objecting at this point to a recognizance bond? Lisa?
No, Judge.
Okay. Joe, are you available at 1:30 on July 1st?
As long as the internet's still working, Judge, I'll be available.
I don't know, the way things are going nowadays, you can never be sure.
Right.
Let's say 1:30, July 1st on this court call via Zoom. I know, Ms. LaBeouf, that's not typically a day I'm using, but that is July, so I'm going to start filling my July 1st as well. So I'm going to set bond in the amount of $75,000. It's going to be a recognizance bond. All the conditions of the bond will be the defendant's conditions of probation, with the additional requirements that he report and drop before the next court date. And I don't mean, Mr. Gossel, the day before. I mean well in advance of that court date, so you can, or so probation rather, can update the court on the status of your compliance. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, then July 1st, 1:30, this court call with those bond conditions.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, sir. Ms. LaBeouf, you have at least 2 probation officers waiting as well.
Yes, Judge. I don't know what cases they're on.
Nina, what do you have?
I'm here on Shane Nichols. There should be a report that was filed as of last week on his pretrial. I'm supervising pretrial supervision for him, and he's on the grant bracelet.
Okay.
Judge, if we could pass that, Miss Ayala had to step in the 403's Zoom session.
Very well. We'll
Thank
pass
you.
that. And then Jennifer, what do you have?
I'm here in Juan Lopez.
Okay.
That
And is that a PD case or is that a?
It is, Judge.
And are you ready on Mr. Lopez's case?
Yes, Judge.
Does Mr. Lopez need the interpreter?
No.
Okay.
This is 18 CF 911, People versus Juan Lopez. People represented by Lisa LaBeouf. The defendant is present via Zoom along with his attorney, Jill Castle. And we're also joined by probation officer, where she went.
Jennifer, state your last name for me.
Stegmeyer.
You spell it?
Stegmeier.
Thanks so much. Thanks for being here. It looks like there was an arraignment. It looks like this was set for hearing today.
Yes, Judge.
How are the parties asking to proceed?
Judge, probation and I have spoken, and I believe she has emailed this information to the state as well. He is doing excellent. Probation's recommendation is for the PTR to be withdrawn. He doesn't terminate until October. I don't know if the state is in a position today to agree to withdrawing and continuing the term generally.
No,
You're not agreeing to do that?
no, Judge. We're asking for a status date.
Are you agreeing to a longer, perhaps 60-day status date, given a positive report?
Yes, Judge.
And Ms. Stegmeyer, are you okay with that?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. Then, ladies, let's go out to, why don't we go out to Wednesday, the 12th of August? That's, it'll be at 1:30. And please stay in contact with your client and your probation officer, sir, and they will advise you how to appear on that date at that time, okay?
Yes, I'm going to judge. I finally figured out the audio.
You know what, you're breaking up terribly.
Somebody else's case.
I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time understanding what you're saying.
Appears to be frozen.
Yeah, we appeared to have lost the connection there. So, Ms. Castle, if you visit with your client, let him know the next date and time and how to join the court call, I'd appreciate it.
And Jennifer, if you wouldn't mind emailing me current contact information for him, I don't have anything up to date.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you all for being on the call. Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, this is Chris Corbin for the state. This is 17 CF 602, 19 CF 397. People of the state of Illinois versus Fletcher Ortiz. People by Christopher Corbin. Defendant Fletcher Ortiz, represented by Mr. Ritaka. Also present, all parties present via Zoom.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. What's the status of the case?
So Judge, it comes before the court today for trial and hearing on the state's petition for revocation. Obviously, conducting a trial today is not feasible. We're asking to continue the trial and therefore the hearing date as well.
Mr. Ritaka?
The case has been pending for 2 years. He's been on probation for 3 years. The last, what the state wishes to proceed on is a December 30th, 2018 case. The state has gone through his abstract, and they must see that this would be his first revocation from June 23rd of 2017. So if they take a look at that information, then I think we can resolve this case.
I've got a motion to quash and suppress on the file. In the file. Has that ever been heard?
No, sir.
I believe it was withdrawn, Your Honor. I'm not positive about that.
It was a Park City case. The Park City police officer wasn't around at the time that it was set, and I believe it could have been withdrawn, Your Honor.
Are you indicating bench and jury on this, Mr. Ritaka?
Judge?
Were you indicating a bench trial or a jury trial on this?
This will probably be a bench trial, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, how about this? How about if I just set everything for hearing and trial on August 3rd? If it's a bench trial, I might be able to accommodate a bench trial. And would you run the hearing contemporaneous with the bench trial if it's not resolved?
That's fine, Your Honor. Will the state?
Yes, Judge.
Will the state elect how they're going to proceed, Judge, on the petition or on the trial?
The state is previously elected on the new offense, Your Honor, but we would be asking to run them contemporaneously if it's going to be a bench trial.
If it's going to be a bench, I'm going to run them contemporaneously. I'm going to set it on the 3rd. It's entirely possible that I could do it either the afternoon of the 3rd or the 4th. I can't imagine it's more than a morning bench trial. How many witnesses would you have?
I believe it's 1-2 witnesses maximum.
Okay. Let's leave it on the 3rd for trial. on the pending matter and status of the petition on the older matter. Bond is continued, and we will see everybody on that date.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Good night.
Judge, next I have Shane Nichols. This is 19 CF 2076 and 19 MR 893. People represented by Lisa LaBeouf. The defendant, Shane Nichols, is present via Zoom along with his attorney, Miss Ayala, who should be joining us. She's on mute and no video.
There's
I will try to get in touch with her. Stand by.
also present for the record is Mr. Nichols' probation officer, Nina Noss.
He's about to hop on.
Okay.
Sorry, Judge, I was stuck on a phone call.
Nope, no worries. Now you're stuck on another phone call, Davina.
So Judge, this is up for case management. However, we filed yesterday a motion based upon probation's violation memo. We are asking for his bond to be reviewed. If the court wishes to proceed via in person, I can file the necessary paperwork, but based upon his violations, we are asking for his bond to be reviewed. We had objected the last time that it was reduced, and since he has been bond reduced and posted, he has tested positive for cannabis, as well as failed to comply with his conditions of the courtesy monitoring and probation.
Right, I actually am available at any point tomorrow to do an in-person hearing.
Judge, unfortunately, I am not available tomorrow. I am out of the office the rest of this week.
Well, can Ms. Castle step up for you? Because on a motion like this, I'm not inclined to put it out till next week, or Mr. Tixai or somebody, Davina.
I can see if Ms. Castle can. I can also say, Judge, Mr. Nichols, I know the report says that he did not complete the evaluation. He did get his substance evaluation done yesterday morning. That was completed.
Okay, well, that's why we have hearings. So if the state can't prove something that they're alleging, have you filed a written motion to revoke bond or increase bond, Ms. LaBeouf?
Judge, I filed it yesterday and I sent it to the CT-611.
Okay, all right. I have not seen it, but if you sent it there, I'm sure it's there. Ms. Noss, are you asking for a bond review at this point?
I am, Judge.
Okay. Jill, not to put you on the hot seat, but I'm going to put you on the hot seat. For the record, Assistant Public Defender Jillian Castle is present. Are you available to step up in Ms. Ayala's absence tomorrow?
Yes, Judge. I have one case up in the morning in 110, but other than that, I am free.
And I'm inclined to grant an in-person hearing on this at 10:30 tomorrow morning in courtroom 611. Mr. Nichols, you must appear in court tomorrow morning at 10:30 in the morning. It's courtroom 611. Counsel will be here. Ms. Noss, are you available? I didn't ask. I beg your pardon.
Yes, I am, Judge.
We'll set it for hearing at that time. If you fail to appear, Mr. Nichols, then I'm going to be left with no choice but to issue a warrant for your arrest. Don't put me in that spot. You don't want to put yourself in that spot either. And we'll see where you're at with probation and with compliance. And Ms. LaBeouf, if you want to send over an order that reflects the court's granting of your request for an in-person hearing to that address, email address, I promise I will look at it, print it, and sign it for you.
Okay, thank you. I will send it over.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Castle, as well, Ms. Ayala.
Thank you.
Judge, next we have Mark Miller. This is 20 CF 284, People versus Mark Miller. People represented by Lisa LaBeouf. Is the defendant present, Mr. Klinka?
Yes, he was. I saw his picture up there a moment ago.
Yeah, he was up there.
There he is. It's right next to you on my screen.
Okay.
Right.
The defendant is present via Zoom along with his attorney, Mr. Klinka. Your Honor, this case comes before you for arraignment.
Mr. Miller, are you there? Is Mr. Miller? Okay. And Neil, are you waiving formal reading of the charging instrument?
Yes, we are, Judge. And her pleas are not guilty.
Okay, and Ms. LaBeouf, you're gonna have to help me out here. Is this just a regular class 2, or is this an extendable situation?
Second judge. It's a regular class 2, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Miller, the state sought and obtained a indictment against you, charging you with 1 count of aggravated driving under the influence of alcohol. That is a class 2 felony. That offense carries with it the possibility of 3 to 7 years in the Illinois Department of Corrections, up to 14 years if you are eligible for an extended sentence, followed by 2 years of mandatory supervised release or parole. You could also be fined up to $25,000. If eligible, you could receive sentences of felony conditional discharge or probation for a period of up to 4 years. And you could face between 18 and 30 months of periodic imprisonment or local incarceration. So do you understand that charge and the possible punishment? Mr. Miller, do you understand that charge and the possible punishment?
I think he's muted, Judge.
He's muted now. Mr. Miller, you need to unmute yourself for me. Mr. Miller, you're going to have to unmute your phone for me. Mr. Miller, can you hear me? Mr. Miller? Mr. Miller, can you hear me? Neil, do you have his phone number?
I do.
I'm going to pass this. I'm going to
Unmuted.
Mr. Miller, can you hear me, sir? Yeah, I'm going to pass this. Neil, reach out to your client for me. All right, Ms. LaBeouf, when you're ready.
Sure. Next, we have Brittany Fleming, 18 CF 1509. People represented by Lisa LaBeouf.
Yes.
The defendant is present via Zoom along with her attorney, Jill Castle. The case was before you for case management.
And Ms. Fleming, can you hear us okay, ma'am?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Where are we at, guys?
Judge, I'm asking for a longer court date. We are trying to resolve this case short of trial. Sorry, I can't really. Is the court able to hear me okay?
I am. Let me go off the record for a minute. I'm sorry, Madam Court Reporter. Mr. Miller, we passed your case. Mute yourself, please, and then we'll recall your case, okay? Okay, go ahead, Jill. You're asking for a longer date?
I am, yes, thank you.
How far out do you want to go?
Trying to have her, she's trying to engage in treatment. So with that, I would be asking for perhaps a 60-day date.
Any objection, State?
No, Judge.
All right, the motion defendant. Jill, how about 1:30 on August 12th?
Thank you.
1:30 on August 12th, bond is continued. Ma'am, be sure you stay in touch with Ms. Castle to determine how it is that you're supposed to appear in court, either on Zoom or live and in person, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Next, we have Nicholas Samsel. This is 17 CF 2084. People versus Nicholas Samsel. People represented by Lisa LaBeouf. The defendant is present via Zoom along with his public defender. I believe Ms. Castle is at your case. Jill Castle, Your Honor, case comes before you for, I believe it's pretrial on a PTR.
Arraignment.
I had him arraigned.
He was going to be arraigned. That date was stricken because of COVID.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a March 5th PTR, Ms. LaBeouf, so it's unlikely that he was arraigned given that date. So, Mr. Samsel, are you here, sir?
He is here.
Mr. Samsel, can you hear me okay?
see him.
Yeah, he froze.
He was pretty active the whole time.
I know, Mr. Samsel, can you hear me? Boy, this has gone like the maiden voyage of the Titanic this afternoon.
A lot of cell
Mr.
carriers are
Samsel, can you hear me now, sir?
There he is.
Nick?
Yeah, I can't hear him. He appears to be talking in his garage. Mr. Samsel, can you hear me? Do you have a phone number on him, Jill?
I do. I believe he's accessing it from his phone, so I'm not sure I'll be able to get through. But I can certainly try. If we can pass the case for just
Yeah,
a moment.
let's pass it. I think Neil and Mr. Miller are ready now. Mr. Miller, unmute yourself for me. Mr. Miller, can you unmute yourself, please? All right, can you hear me, sir? Mark Miller, can you hear me?
Mark, can you hear the judge?
I just unmuted.
Okay, can
Okay.
you hear me okay, Mr. Miller? Sir, can you hear the court? He keeps cutting in and out, Neil.
Mr. Miller, here to court. The judge is talking to you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can hear me when I speak to you. Is that correct, Mr. Miller? Answer yes or no, if you hear me. Yeah, I think he's got a bad connection with us because I can hardly hear him and it's garbled.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm having a hard time hearing you. Yes, I can.
Okay,
Neil, there's a phone number that he can use to call in. It's right next to the,
Okay, maybe I'll have him do that.
yeah, have him try the phone.
we're gonna
Okay.
pass that again.
All right, we'll do that then.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have Samsel yet? Or no?
I'm currently on the phone with him. He's trying to try out different ways to have the audio work. He can hear the court. He just, I think that's
He's
Mr.
breaking
Miller.
up Jill terribly.
Oh, Mark, no.
Yes, sir. Yes. Your Honor. Yeah.
So Judge, Mr. Samsel can hear the court. We just can't hear him. That's what I'm on the phone with him as we speak.
Okay, well, this will be interesting. What is it up for?
It's up for arraignment on a PTR, and the probation officer is asking for cash bond to be set based upon his non-compliance.
All right. Well, if I'm going to be setting an in-person hearing, I want the gentleman to understand what I tell him. I'm not going to do this to put Ms. Castle in the position of having to be an interpreter.
I appreciate that, Judge. I'm not sure why he's not able to speak.
Nick, can you hear me? Okay, see, I see his lips moving.
Yeah.
I can't hear a word that he's saying.
He's trying something different, Judge. Thank you for bearing with us.
All right, so we're going to pass Mr. Miller. We're going to pass Mr. Samsel. Madam Court Reporter, thank you for a ridiculous amount of patience.
Judge, we still don't have the interpreter. Is that correct for Mr. Gomez's case? I don't.
We tried again.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I've left her a message, so we'll just have to wait for the interpreter. So I don't know what else to tell you, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
So George, sorry. I know
No,
you.
no, not a problem, Judge. I'm totally fine. No worries.
Next, we have Donna Rodolfi. This is 19 CF.
Lisa, I'm sorry, that's Jill's case. If you could hold off on that one.
Okay, thank you.
Davina, are you ready? Anything?
Yes.
I got hers. Next, we have Susanna Hawes. That's 17 CF 2427. People represented by Lisa LaBeouf. The defendant is present via Zoom along with her attorney, Davina Ayala. Your Honor, case comes before you for arraignment on a petition to revoke.
Okay. Is the PTR filed under both case numbers?
I only have the 17 CF case number on the.
I do the 17 DT also.
Yeah, I see both as well. Are they both class 4s?
I think 17 DT is an A, and then the CF is a 4.
Okay. Are you waiving formal reading?
I am, Judge, and I would enter denial at this time.
Ms. Hawes, can you hear me okay, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor, I can.
Okay, thanks for your patience. Ma'am, the state filed a petition to revoke your class 4 felony probation in 17 CF 4227 and your DUI probation, misdemeanor probation in 17 DT 936. You're alleging that you violated your probationary sentence in a number of ways, that you failed to provide written proof of successful completion of level 3 DUI treatment, that you willfully failed to pay your court costs, that you did not comply with your administrative sanction for consuming alcohol, that you tested positive for alcohol on July 9th of 2018, December 5th of 2018, that you willfully failed to pay your fine and probation service fees, that you have not completed 100 hours of public service and provided written proof, that you did not attend the live victim impact panel as required by the court. The state can prove those allegations at a hearing. Your probationary sentence in both matters could be revoked. You could be resentenced up to 1 to 3 years in the Illinois Department of Corrections on the class 4, up to 6 years if you're eligible for an extended sentence, followed by 1 year of mandatory supervised release or parole. Your misdemeanor probation could be revoked, and you could be required to serve up to a year in the county jail, pay a fine of $2,500 or both. Now, both of the sentences could also be extended. So your probation could be extended for a period of up to 30 months on the felony, up to 24 months on the misdemeanor. You could also be converted to intensive probation on the felony matter with an additional 18 months of imprisonment or local incarceration. You understand the allegations and the possible punishment?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last part.
Do you understand the allegations in the petition to revoke and the possible punishment?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to enter denial. Davina, how far out would you like to go for case management and pretrial?
Judge, can we get at least a month? I haven't had the chance to speak with her probation officer to see what sort of update there is.
How about July 22nd at 1:30?
That'd be great.
July 22nd at 1:30, that'll be for pretrial on the petition to revoke. How about bond on the petition, Ms. LaBeouf? Are you asking for a cash bond?
No, Judge.
All right, then bond will be set in the amount of $50,000. It'll be a recognizance bond. The conditions of the bond are all the terms and conditions of Ms. Hawes's probation. She is to follow all those conditions and report as directed.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Judge, Mr. Samsel has figured out the audio.
Am I done?
You're done, Ms. Hawes. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Nick, are you there?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
All right, it's a miracle. We can hear each other. All right, so, Ms. LaBeouf, please recall Mr. Samsel.
Sure. This is a recall of 17 CF 2084. All parties previously present continue to be present. We're joined by the defendant via Zoom, as well as his attorney, Jill Castle. It's up for arraignment on a petition to revoke. The state is also asking for a cash bond in this matter, Judge.
All right, so are you asking for an in-person hearing as well on this.
Yes, Judge. If we need to set a cash bond, I believe they have to be in person.
So, Mr. Samsel, are you available tomorrow morning at 10:30?
I have a doctor's appointment with my child. He's a premature child, so I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow
What
afternoon.
time is your doctor's appointment?
I'm sorry?
What time is that appointment
That appointment is at noon in Chicago.
in the city?
Judge, we can go Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's my Thursday morning look like, Bonnie? Let me check my call real quick on Thursday morning.
Yes, sir.
Okay, how about 10 o'clock on Thursday, the 18th for arraignments and bond?
That'll work, sir.
All right, let me make sure your lawyer's available. Jill, are you available at 10 o'clock on Thursday?
I should be, Judge. I am covering Miss Ayala's cases as well, but I believe the only cases we would have are in this courtroom. So if your schedule is clear, mine should be as well.
I only have one case up that morning.
Okay, then sure. Yep. So that's 10 a.m. on Thursday, Judge?
10 a.m. on Thursday. Nick, I have to tell you, if you fail to appear, a warrant's certainly going to issue for your arrest. Don't put yourself in that spot or me in that spot, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, then we'll see you at 10 o'clock in courtroom 611 on Thursday, June 18th.
I'll see you then, sir. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
We have Emma Clement, 19 CF 2247. People versus Clement. People represented by Lisa LaBeouf. The defendant is present via Zoom, but currently muted, and represented by her attorney, Davina Ayala.
That's correct. Ms. Crement is actually at work right now. So I think that's probably why she's muted.
Okay. And I don't see her, but maybe she just has an idea. Oh, there she is. Miss Crementa, if you can unmute yourself if possible.
Can hear you.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Miss Crement, is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, can you hear me all right, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what's the matter set for today, guys?
It's case management conference. We've already tendered our final offer in this case. I'm just waiting to hear from the defense.
That's correct, Judge. And I do believe my client intends on taking that offer. We just have to have a chance to go through the paperwork and have her sign it.
July 22nd, Davina, does that work for you?
That'd be great.
Ms. Cremenda, does that date work for you, ma'am? July 22nd at 1:30?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, stay in touch with Ms. Ayala about how to appear in court. It's likely it'll be on Zoom again. So, but just stay in touch with Davina, go over the paperwork, and then we'll hopefully get your case resolved on July 22nd. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Bond is continued.
Okay, thank you.
We do have the interpreter here, so I believe we're ready. Is it Alvarez? Is that who we were waiting for?
It was George Gomez's case, and it is, the defendant is, yes, Mr. Alvarez.
We do need the interpreter as well. It's Mr. Alvarez and Mr. Gomez.
And Ms. Diaz is present.
I am.
Thank you so much for jumping on, Ms. Diaz.
No problem, Your Honor. We apologize for the delay.
No, you're the last folks that have to apologize. You guys get sent everywhere, so.
This is 18 CF 2218, People versus Uriel Alvarez.
So este es 18 CF 2218, el señor Álvarez.
People
Yes.
I thought the judge was speaking. No? Okay. Oh. People are represented by Lisa LaBeouf.
So de la Fiscalía está Lisa LaBeouf.
The defendant and his attorney, George Gomez, are present via Zoom.
Y el acusado y su abogado, George Gómez, están presentes ambos por vía Zoom.
And this case comes before you for arraignment.
Y este caso viene ante usted para escuchar los cargos.
Mr. Alvarez, good morning, sir, or good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Señor Álvarez, buenos días o buenas tardes. ¿Me puede escuchar?
Sí, claro que sí.
Yes, of course I can.
Okay, good.
Okay, qué bueno.
And this is Raymond on the underlying charge, correct, folks?
Y esto es para escuchar los cargos para los cargos que están pendientes, ¿correcto?
18 CF is a pending matter.
Okay.
That's correct, Turner.
Y si el caso de 18 CF es un caso pendiente.
Sir, the grand jury returned an indictment against you, charging you with the offense of driving while driver's license revoked, a class 4 felony.
Señor, el gran jurado lo está acusando formalmente por manejar con una licencia revocada, un delito mayor.
That offense carries with it the possible punishment of 1 to 3 years in prison,
Y ese delito lleva 1 a 3 años en prisión
up to 6 years if you're eligible for an extended sentence.
y se puede extender hasta 6 años si eres elegible para que se extienda.
Followed by 1 year of mandatory supervised release or parole.
Y hasta 1 año de libertad supervisada o libertad provisional.
You could be fined up to $25,000 as well.
Y también puedes pagar hasta $2,500 también como multa.
If eligible, you could receive probation for a period of up to 30 months.
Y también puedes hacer hasta 30 meses de probación.
And you could face up to 18 months of periodic imprisonment or local incarceration.
Y también puedes hacer encarcelamiento periódico o encarcelamiento local.
Sir, do you understand that charge and the possible punishment?
Señor, ¿entiendes cuáles son los cargos y los castigos?
Sí.
Yes.
Enter pleas of not guilty on behalf of Mr. Alvarez.
So se van a entrar no culpable para los cargos para el señor Álvarez.
I'm going to order that the state furnish all discovery within 7 days.
Voy a pedirle que la fiscalía entregue cualquier pruebas que tengan en 7 días.
That the defense provide reciprocal discovery within 14 days.
Y que la defensa entregue pruebas recíprocas en 14 días.
And everybody's duty to supplement discovery is ongoing.
Y todas las pruebas adicionales van a estar continuándose.
Mr. Gomez, the first trial date I have is August 3rd.
Señor Gómez, la primera fecha que tengo para juicio es el 3 de agosto.
Your Honor, is there any way that we can go past that?
Motion defendant.
Yes, that'll be fine.
Motion defendant to Ms. LaBeouf, on Monday holidays, is Judge Johnson, was he going to the next Monday or was he just setting everything on Tuesday?
Usually reserved Tuesdays for bench trials, so he would go to the next Monday.
Okay, we'll set it on September 14th.
So, basado en la moción del acusado, va a ser para septiembre 14.
And that will be for jury trial.
Y eso va a ser para juicio con jurado.
George, I'm inclined to set this in July for case management and pretrial, like July 22nd.
So, George, quiero poner esto para un manejo de conferencia para el julio 22 o julio 2.
Does that date work for you, Mr. Gomez?
Would that be at 1:30, Your Honor?
Yes.
Yeah, that'll be totally fine.
Okay.
Y sería la 1:30.
Then 1:30 on this court call on that date for case management and pretrial.
Sorry, Judge, my computer broke up. What date was that?
22nd of July.
Thank you.
Así que va a ser la fecha para un manejo de conferencia para el 22 de julio a la 1:30.
One final thing to advise you, sir.
Una última cosa en la cual le tengo que advertir, señor,
If you fail to appear in court on any court date,
que si usted no comparece en cualquier fecha de corte asignada,
it's likely that a warrant would issue for your arrest.
es más probable que vaya a haber una orden de arresto contra usted.
If you didn't appear for that trial date in September,
Si usted no comparece en esa fecha de corte en septiembre
or any date that the case is set for trial,
o en cualquier fecha que se ponga el caso para juicio,
that trial could go forward in your absence.
ese caso puede proceder en su ausencia.
If it did,
Y si eso sucede,
I'm sorry, Ms. Diaz. If it did, you'd waive all your trial rights, including your right to confront witnesses.
y si eso sucede, entonces usted renuncia a cualquier derecho a confrontar los testigos en su caso.
If you were found guilty in your absence, you could be sentenced in your absence as well.
Y también si se encuentra que es culpable, puede ser fallado culpable aunque no se presente.
Do you understand that, sir?
¿Entiende eso, señor?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, thank you. We'll see everybody in the next court date. Mr.
Gracias y
Navarro.
los veo a la próxima fecha de corte.
Thank you very much.
Judge, we did file with the court our disclosures as well as requests for discovery. And Mr. Gomez, the discovery will be located on our 3rd floor waiting for pickup.
Okay. Is that okay if I get that tomorrow?
That's perfectly fine. We'll just be there when you need it.
All right. Thank you.
Yo solo le estaba diciendo a su abogado que para recoger las pruebas puede ir a la oficina de la abogada.
Okay, yes. All right, thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I don't have any other interpreter cases, but if someone does, if they could speak up now.
Does anybody else require the interpreter?
I have Mr. Arroyo. He generally, I can't remember if we use it or not. So if we can ask him if he'd prefer to have the interpreter. I know he speaks both. I just, for the purposes of
call.
I think that's him. Angie Scott Hartley is
I don't
the name.
have it on my minutes that we've ever used one.
I wasn't sure.
Okay.
And I know I've spoken both English and Spanish to him, so it's.
You're just showing off, Davina. Mr. Arroyo, can you hear me, sir?
It looks like, yes, he's just muted.
Okay, I don't show him on my screen, but Mr. Arroyo?
He's getting some help there, Judge. It says Angie Scott Hartley.
All right, Mr. Arroyo.
Yes.
Sir, I don't mean any disrespect by this question. I just need to ask, do you need the interpreter or do you speak English?
I don't need interpreter. I understand.
Okay, very well. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, we'll just talk. You got him.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
This is 19 CF 1174, People versus Alfonso Arroyo. People represented by Lisa LaBeouf. The defendant and his attorney are both appearing in court via Zoom, and the defense attorney being Davina Ayala. Your Honor, this case comes before you for case management. We did have a jury trial date during the COVID shutdown.
Yes, we had been trying to get Mr. Arroyo into mental health court, and I did speak to Mr. Ori, and they're not willing to accept him at this time. We do have an offer, which I believe Mr. Arroyo may be willing to take. He's currently in the Salvation Army, and he's going to be completing the level 5 of the program, I believe tomorrow, and should be moving into a safe, sober living environment. So I just need to work out the finer details of the negotiation, and then hopefully we can get that taken care of.
So the parties are aware I have a very favorable letter in my file from the Salvation Army indicating Mr. Arroyo's progress, which is wonderful to see. So good job, Mr. Arroyo. Davina, how far out do you want to go?
Judge, can we get a month or that July 22nd date would be fine?
Yeah, but that's getting kind of ugly for please, but that's fine, I'll add it. But let's not add any more please on that date, okay? After Mr. Arroyo's case. So July 22nd at 1:30, hopefully we'll just set it for case management at that time.
That's fine, thank you. And Alfonso, if you can call me before that day, please.
Yes. Can you? I think I got your phone number. If not, I'll go to the office.
That would be great.
Also, I'm going to graduate tomorrow.
That's great. That's very exciting. Congratulations, Alfonso.
Thank you.
That's quite an accomplishment. The Salvation Army's program is not easy. So congratulations to you, sir. I'm glad that you've taken that step for yourself. And then we'll look forward to seeing you in July, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Sir. Let's call Mr. Kalenka's case.
Yes, that was my next one. Neil, is this phone working? Mark Miller, are you able to hear us?
He went in on his phone. I saw him. He's 224-944-4072. That's the phone number that showed up.
Hey,
You need
Mr.
to
Miller, you're gonna have
unmute
to unmute your phone for me.
I think that's about it.
Your phone is muted, sir. You need to just unmute. There you go. Perfect. All right, Mr. Miller, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
the risk of sounding like a telephone.
He unmuted his computer, but not his phone. He needs to unmute the phone. The computer.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know how to do that.
Did you mute your computer, Mr. Miller? Okay, so what you're going to do, you mute your computer and then unmute your phone. Okay, so that's good. You've muted your computer. Now you have to tap the mute button on your phone so I can hear you speak.
He did his computer again. And Judge, you're muted.
If he shuts off the computer,
Oh, shut off the computer. That might work.
yeah. Then he can just use his phone, correct?
All right. It's a mute on the computer.
No.
No, your phone is still muted. Yeah, it's so garbled that no one can understand a word that you're saying over your computer.
Anything?
Hello?
Anything?
Well, if you mute your computer, I'll be able to tell you if I can hear you.
There it goes.
Nope.
Okay. Now unmute the phone in your hand. I'm trying here.
I know.
Okay.
Unmuted it.
No.
The phone in your hand, unmute that.
Yay.
How about that?
Now mute your computer again.
Now mute your computer. There you go.
Now say something, Ms. Miller.
Still muted.
Nope, got to mute the computer.
Okay. Now the phone in your hand, unmute the phone only, not the computer. Still muted.
Maybe try turning up the volume on your phone. No. No. Neil, do you want to come up with another plan here?
I'll try it again.
Sorry,
The only other plan I could make, Judge, is in my office, but I'm out of town. So,
how long are you out of town? Neil, how long?
or we could,
Neil, when are you back in town?
I'll be back, well, Father's Day, Sunday, that's it. But Monday,
Oh, we're not in Monday.
You want to just do this next Tuesday at 1:30?
That's fine with me.
Okay, Neil, call your guy.
okay.
So
It's okay. I'm gonna have my email.
no, whatever computer you're using is just not got a good connection. It's not terribly garbled. So who's ever holding the phone, if you can use the phone. So, because whenever Mr. Miller talks on his phone, he can't. I'm just going to remove him from the proceeding.
Okay.
And, you can talk to him, okay?
I will. When are we continuing it to?
Next Tuesday, the 20th. No, I can't do next Tuesday, the 23rd. I can do next Thursday, the 25th.
Thursday the 25th
Yes, sir.
at 1:30?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Thursday, the 25th, 1:30. Thank you, Judge.
See you then. Sorry for the confusion.
Okay, next case we have is Donna Rodolfi. This is 19 CF 2278 and 20 CF 21, as well as 19 CM 2978. People versus Donna Rodolfi. People represented by Lisa LaBeouf. The defendant is present before the court. I believe she's
I'm here
via Zoom, along with her attorney Jill Castle. Your Honor, I believe this case comes up to you for pretrial. We did file a notice yesterday, sending it to the court as well as counsel. We are asking for a bond review. We are alleging that Ms. Rodolfi violated her bond by picking up another driving while license offense on July 3rd of this year.
On June 3rd of this year?
June 3rd, sorry.
All right. So are you asking for another in-person bond hearing?
Yes, Judge, I know we're there, Thursday or Wednesday and Thursday this week, so whatever the court is available.
Ms. Rodolfi, are you available to appear in court tomorrow at 10:30, ma'am?
I am not, but I can Thursday.
You can or cannot on Thursday?
I cannot tomorrow, but I can Thursday.
Thursday morning, ma'am, you must appear in courtroom 611, and that's going to be at 10 a.m.
Okay.
And if you fail to appear, a warrant would issue for your arrest, so don't put yourself or me in that position, and then we'll deal with the state's motion at that time, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Next we have,
I only have, oh, it looks like we have a Kate. I'm not sure, that's not
Well, we do have a fella in CBCC.
yeah, Dion Bond, we're waiting for that custody. And then, Judge, there is a case on the call, a Catherine.
Yeah, there's a young lady named who's identified herself as Kate that's been waiting for some time.
Yep, that's me.
I don't have a motion, so I have no idea why it's up, but I can make a record. This is.
Oh, I dropped one off last week.
That's okay. Hang on one second, ma'am. Go ahead, Ms. LeBeau.
This is 19 CF 166, People versus Catherine Bogart, people represented by Lisa LaBeouf. The defendant is present via Zoom. I believe she filed a pro se motion. The state does not have a copy.
So it looks like it's a travel request for Ms. Bogart to go to Arizona. Ms. Castle, was this your case?
Not to my knowledge, Judge.
No.
You had a private attorney?
Yeah.
Ms. Bogart, who is your attorney?
Todd Prajansky.
Okay. And what are you asking to do?
To transfer my probation from Lake County to Maricopa County, Arizona.
Okay, it looks like you've been on probation only since April of this year. Have you spoken to your probation officer about this?
Yes.
What is
Yes. After completion of my home monitoring, after that to transfer my probation to Arizona, where I have, my mom is there, I have family support. I've completed 30 days of treatment in Rosecrans. I'm currently in an IOP, almost finished with that. I've done the victim impact panel.
Are you living at home or are you in a sober living house? What are you doing?
I'm in my own apartment.
Okay. Who's your PO?
Jordana. I can't pronounce her last name.
Okay. Typically what we do is and ladies, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought probation weighed in on whether or not they're agreeing with this. Jill, you're still muted. Probation weighs in as to whether or not they're in agreement with this, and then they facilitate the transfer. Is that, Lisa, how you understand it works?
Yes, Judge. Probation always contacts us, and they have a memo to the court indicating what's done, what's need to be done. If Arizona is going to accept them, they need to pay the, I believe it's either 125 or 175 fee up front before they start this process. This pled in bond court, so I am not familiar with this defendant's case. I believe at this point in time, we should ask for a status date. We can reach out to probation and see if they're on board because they haven't contacted us.
Okay, she told me to come file this motion first, which is why I did that.
No, but it's good that you did because now it's getting the process moving. So
okay.
It wasn't a wasted effort on your part by any means. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna direct probation to file a written status report with an eye towards presenting the feasibility of transferring your probation to Arizona.
Okay.
I'm gonna set that on, it's maybe a little longer than you wanted to, but you know, with the COVID pandemic, it's been a mess, so.
Sure.
How about July 8th at 1:30? Are you available then, ma'am?
Yes.
July 8th at 1:30, and that's, I can almost guarantee you 100% that'll be by Zoom still.
Okay.
So just reappear, and then Ms. LaBeouf, if you could reach out to that PO as well.
Absolutely.
The 2.4 is the better way to get probation to offer an opinion.
Okay.
All right, so your probation's continued, ma'am. I'm going to enter and continue your motion. We'll take it up on July 8th.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks for waiting. I appreciate it.
So Judge, I only have Figueroa and Bond left. Does Bonnie have other ones?
I'm not sure who Lisa Pro is.
It's not me.
That's who.
I only have a Mr. Figueroa as well.
They're court watchers, I believe. So
okay,
that's what that.
Rosales for arraignment?
What'd you say? Sorry.
Rosales wasn't. Was that the one?
Quilty, but didn't we move it?
We moved it to today, so Quilty could be here.
I do not have his cell phone.
Can we contact him and tell him next Thursday? No, not next Thursday. Thursday or Tuesday. No, Thursday the 2nd. All right, Thursday this. Lisa, on your. Let's make a record real quick.
Sure.
I'll just put on the record.
This is 19 CF 2125, People versus No Rosales. People represented by Lisa LaBeouf. Neither defense attorney or defendant are present in court. Judge, I believe you continue this, but I guess we can get another arraignment date and reach out to Mr. Quilty.
Yeah, it's very, very unlike Mr. Quilty to miss 2 court dates, let alone 1. So our clerk is going to reach out to him. I'm going to put this on July 2nd at 1:30, and that'll be for arraignment. I'll waive the defendant's presence for this afternoon.
Thank you.
And then I think all we have left is the felon.
I have a Jimmy Figueroa.
I do as well.
Okay. This is 19 CF 2588, People versus Jimmy Figueroa. People represented by Lisa LaBeouf. The defendant is not present, but he is represented by Jill Castle. Your Honor, this case comes before you for arraignment on a petition to revoke, and I may have a probation update.
If the state, it could just send me a copy of that petition. I do not have it.
Was sent on May 6th.
They sent you a copy, Ms. Castle, a while back, so it might be lost in what
I, for some reason, am not in receipt of it.
Judge Robert Lee, who's the probation officer, indicated that the defendant is in the Department of Corrections on a parole violation. So at this point, we just ask for a warrant to be set, and he'll be brought here once he's done.
All right, bench warrants can issue in the amount of $150,000 returnable to myself.
Okay, now all I left is Dion Bond. I think we're waiting for the jail.
We're waiting for CBCC to move that gentleman over.
Okay.
Do they have a private attorney? Is this something I should stand a call for?
It's arraignment on a petition to revoke. He had a private, but no one's contacted us.
I'm gonna, under the circumstances, Jill, I'm gonna be inclined to appoint you for now.
Okay, sure.
Just for random.
I don't know if you want to wait for him because we're withdrawing the PTR. The intake interview is alleged, and between filing and all the corona continuances, he's had his intake interview.
Okay.
So
just continuing the term.
I would be willing just to withdraw it unless you want to tell the defendant. Call it.
Well, that, you know, that would have been good at 1:30.
Sorry, Judge.
Before I had,
it's been a fun court call.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. What? Can you repeat yourself? I'm used to saying that today.
That Miller one was.
The poor guy.
Oh, I know. I felt bad for. I mean, because it's like, no, that button. Like I was doing it with my client too, and it's.
You guys don't look. You're young.
You would think that, Judge, but that's not necessarily
No,
helpful.
you know, when it comes to somebody my age, and Mr. Miller was not that much younger than I am, this stuff is a gigantic challenge. It's not intuitive. I still go to the law library, Jill, and pull books. That's how old I am.
What are books? No, I'm just joking.
Exactly, I know.
So Judge, do I need to stick around for this, do you think?
No, I'd say
No?
run, don't look back.
Okay. Well, I will see everyone physically in court tomorrow morning.
Okay, wear your mask.
I will. All right. See you tomorrow morning, Judge. Take care. Bye.
Mr. Corbin, are you feeling any better? I know he's muted.
He's muted.
Not really, Judge. They gave me some medicine that kind of takes the bite out of it, but I can't describe how much pain I'm in. So
Yeah, you look terribly uncomfortable the other day. So, you know,
Yeah.
Kurt, there are no Purple Hearts in the state's attorney's office.
yeah, but when you file your own demand, like request to appear in person, it's kind of tough not to show up
I know,
yourself.
but
So
still, you be smart about it. It's you don't want to go through that twice.
yeah. But I won't be there tomorrow. Lisa's gonna have to figure it out.
Don't be. And when I saw 2 female assistant state's attorneys pushing her around in a wheelchair.
Yeah, you know what? I'm quite sure I could have done it myself, but I think they just wanted to further emasculate me.
Well, I'm not allowed to drive the wheelie, so I was courtesy.
Yeah, she was crashing me into every wall she could find.
Good. That's why she drives an SUV, right?
So who are we waiting on now? Deanne Bond?
One that we're ultimately going to withdraw the petition to revoke on and strike it from the call, but you want to maybe call them, see if they've moved them yet?
No, it's different.
Oh, this is different? This is Bond?
Oh, yeah. They spent 10 minutes and that was,
15 minutes ago.
yeah.
Nobody's waiting to get in.
Mm-mm.
We're gonna see if they are delayed and I can cut them off at the pass here. Jennifer, you survived okay?
T-611.
I'm sorry, that was completely horrible, that call. That was, at one point I wanted to quit.
I was almost on the floor laughing. It was painful.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I tried to mute my phone when I opened my pop can, but I'm not sure I did.
No, that wasn't it. It was you laughing at me, trying to talk to Mr. Mueller. And when you cover, I got news for you, Lisa. When you cover your mouth, your eyes still smile. So. Okay, this fellow's signing on right now, so this will be quick. Here we go. Deputy, how you doing?
How you doing, Judge Strott?
Good to see you. How you been?
Pretty good, pretty good. If I had baseball, I'd be better, but.
Oh, amen.
All right, come on, Mr. Bond.
All right, Ms. LaBeouf, you make a record, please.
This is 19 CF 475, People versus Dion Bond, people represented by Lisa LaBeouf. The defendant is present via Zoom. He's currently being held in the CBCC, and he does not have an attorney. It's arraignment on a petition to revoke. Your Honor, our only allegation was to do the intake interview, and since filing and all the COVID continuances, he has completed that, so withdrawing our PTR.
Okay, so the state is withdrawing the PTR that they've filed based on your overall compliance, sir. So your case is going to be continued generally. I don't believe you're going to have any further court dates unless you receive written notice from either probation, the state, or the court to appear, okay?
Okay.
All right, so just do what you're supposed to do on your probation and you'll be in good shape.
All right.
All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Deputy Mays, thanks. Good seeing you.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. God bless. Bye-bye.
You too.
All right, guys, thanks so much.
Done.
Enjoy the rest of the day.
Take care.
Take care.